Hello. Guys, listen. I'm going to try and get through this video as fast as I can. It's going to be a very different format to what I usually upload. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm playing in a tournament right now against a lot of different EU streamers. We've all formatted teams. We've picked teams. And in our first series, we versed Baus and his team. We ended up beating them 3-1. And then the next day, MidBeast obviously accuses my jungler of ghosting because my jungler literally verbally says that he's sniping and ghosting their stream, right? So here's the clip. Let's just get through this quickly. Otherwise, this video is going to be 2 hours long, I promise. I think LeBlanc won't have good synergy now.
Oh shit! Wait, I got inside information. I heard about this actually because I went into stream for half a second before last game. They were talking about TF. They go TF and Quinn.
Oh my god, that actually sounds scary.
Well, actually, that doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know why.
We just need good comms.
I'm ready.
Yeah. And at the end of it, he says, I don't know why I said that. Do you know why he says, I don't know why I said that? Because he's giving us the 2 most useless picks that everyone already knows about. It's not like these scary picks that we didn't prepare for. We literally prepared for Quinn that morning, right? Like, I versed Natty that day earlier, just to prepare. I wanted to warm up into the Quinn matchup because I haven't versed her in a while, on Pantheon especially. These are the games. This is the client we used to verse them, right? So, we already knew about these picks, and I think everyone knew that MidBeast could pick TF here, especially considering 2 of his champs are already gone, right? So now this is Natty Nat's reply. To try and clarify, I say a lot of bullshit often in order to try and hype certain things up. This was my inside information, a chatter that wrote his piece when we were discussing drafts. The clip is 3 minutes after this. So, now I'm like, what the flip is going on? And now I'm really confused because I'm like, bro, has Natty Nat really been cheating under all of our noses? Has this guy been cheating? And obviously everyone's calling us cheaters, they're calling Natty Nat a cheater, and they're calling us all liars, right? So even if I turn around and I'm like, bro, we didn't cheat, that's still gonna be like, yeah, well, you might be lying, or Natty Nat cheated on his own, and he also has influence on draft, so overall was cheating. Fair enough. So now I confront Natty. And I'll be honest with you, I can't take what he says seriously because I don't know, okay? So I need to look at my own information. He's aggressively defensive, so I don't know whether he's telling the truth or not. Maybe he's gaslighting me. I say, you know what, forget all of this. I'll check it myself. This is the first thing I look for. Don Jake sends a message in his chat. Obviously, this went to Reddit and it became pretty huge, right? So, I checked this message. Message lines up with the time he talked his nonsense. I think LeBlanc won't have good synergy now.
Oh shit! Wait, I got inside information. I heard about this actually because I went into stream for half a second before last game. They were talking about...
So, here's what we can deduce. His cheated comms don't do anything. Okay, TF and Quinn, everyone knows, right? It's not like a special pick. And what's crazy is we went on to actually lose this game. So his ghosted comms ended up losing us the game. Now, here's the thing. And I know a lot of you are probably saying it as well, and I've heard it a lot. Just because the cheating didn't work doesn't mean he didn't cheat and doesn't mean it's fair. I agree. And I still said, okay, just because of this, and to clear Natty's name, to clear our name, we'll rematch them. And then I've done some more digging. And I'm still down to rematch them. I haven't declined. So, now I really want to go over what he said. He says, you can check the clip again. He says, before that game, so in the last draft, not this one, they were discussing Quinn and TF. Now I go to watch Baus's stream to hear what the discussion is.
It's unreal how predictable it was for me though, that we're gonna probably like have our first game because they're just gonna pick Pantheon and shit, and after that they're just gonna be complete rulers walking around clueless monkeys.
Yeah, it's free. I still think we were good enough to win that first game though.
The Baus versus Pantheon OTP, not on Pantheon. I can't wait.
I might have to reload, this shit is bugging completely.
You know, they might pick Sion here, honestly. If they go Sion and we have the Jarvan, then I have to go Jax.
So basically, you can check it yourself, because if we just rewatch everything, we're going to be here for 5 days, right? So you can watch it as well. Here's the timestamp here. Hopefully my editor includes it, right? So here's the reality. I checked this. They never mentioned Quinn or TF. They mentioned Sion and making sure to pick Sion just in case I take it, right? Because they were first pick. They don't even discuss the possibility of Quinn or TF here. So now I'm really perplexed as to what the hell's actually happening. So we already know Natty's not telling the truth about what he's saying. So why say it at all? And I confronted him, and now he's basically saying the same thing to me. It's bullshit. He just says random shit. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's lying about checking the draft before. Maybe he means this draft here.
Dude, we're red side, right? Who won
This draft here, sorry, let me explain. This draft here was the game after the second game. Sorry, we're going into the third game for this one. It was after the second game. So they're drafting now, which would make sense for Natty to go and ghost so he knows what they're drafting and he can give us the information and then we're all on board, right? Okay.
Who wants to counter pick?
Well, we were going to pick early Jarvan and then leave it for bot.
Right.
I think that if we keep a mid, listen, on red side we can keep the mid flex open for a long time. We can maybe pick away whatever bot mage stuff, and we can make sure that we either get good mid matchup.
Now listen, obviously we can't watch the entire thing. They discuss and are very adamant on a Jarvan pick top lane, a Zoe pick on mid lane, and a Hwei support. But if you do want to check the VOD yourselves, there was a mention of Quinn. Like, I'll be honest with you, bro. Him giving us this insider information really isn't lining up with Baus's VOD or any of the VODs because the comms aren't lining up with what the information Natty gave us. So now I'm starting to think, okay, maybe he's telling the truth because there's no other explanation. And I know, well, but he's still cheated. I don't think he cheated anymore at this point. I just think he's an idiot. But to each their own, fair enough. Because had he cheated, my question is now, I'm not saying he cheated and it didn't work, therefore it's okay. My point is, how could he have cheated if it was completely wrong? Ghosting isn't like scripts or something. He can't get the information wrong unless he's got hearing loss at 19 or whatever. He's 19 years old. It's not possible that he gives us the wrong info. It's not feasible. It's not like scripting, because scripting, you can still beat someone who scripts. So cheating with aimbot or scripts, which is what K-Draw used as an example, right? Aimbot. If you use aimbot and still lose, then it still counts as cheating. I agree, but this isn't the case of cheating anymore. You can't get the comms wrong. It's not like you can script and lose. This is ridiculous. So I'm really perplexed on this, and I know there's probably people like, no, I fucking hate Natty. I'm never gonna believe him, right? Okay. So now we need to figure out if he's been ghosting the whole series or whether he's been ghosting just in that clip. Okay, guys. So we've covered Natty's statement. Okay. So far we know Natty's statement just is super illogical. It doesn't make any sense and it doesn't line up with reality. Because he's saying one thing and the evidence is literally saying completely opposite things. They're talking about Jarvan, Hwei, Zoe, and they ended up picking Nunu. He's ghosting and giving us false information. Now, let's move on. What is going on now? What is true and what's false? Is Natty saying he ghosted in this clip true? Or is Natty saying he's just an idiot and he's just saying random shit every now and then? So he didn't actually ghost, he was just reading this and I guess he really wanted to sell it to us. He's making a joke, he's bullshitting, he's hyping up certain things. I don't know what he's doing, okay? But I know what his ghosting information was completely inaccurate to the point where it can't have made sense for him to ghost. Now people are saying, no, but he said that was a slip. You guys have been ghosting the whole series. And then there's a whole whatever's going on Reddit back and forth about there's this clip, there's that clip. I'm checking all the clips. This was legit, the most legitimate clip I could find, right? And that's why it's got a lot of views on Twitch right now. I guess it got sent around a lot. Yes, let's go over the clip quickly. So in the fourth game going in, this was the fourth game. This is the game we ended up winning and we ended up winning 3-1, right? Enemy team, and I checked the comms, discussed the possibility of Ezreal or Caitlyn and Lux or Karma. Those were the possibilities. Now, we have already played Ezreal in scrims. We like our ADC's Ezreal. And there aren't many good first picks here. And we want to be first picking for ADC here. So oh my god, you can't even see my screen. So we end up first picking for Ezreal, right? Safe ADC, and there aren't many good ADCs left. Because how Fearless Draft works is, if a champ's been played before in the series, it cannot be played by either team. There aren't many good ADCs to pick here, especially first pick. So we end up looking at Ezreal. Now, the suspicion with this clip is, my support randomly says Nidalee Karma, which is the two champs that they possibly wanted. They wanted Nidalee in the jungle because Tent's a Nidalee one trick, and they wanted Karma support or Lux. And this is the fishy clip that they came up with to prove that we were ghosting.
What do I pick here? I go...
Nidalee Karma.
Now, you're probably wondering, bro, why is the clip 4 seconds? And it's a great question. I'll tell you why the clip's 4 seconds. It's because if there was any more context, it would prove that we weren't trying to just take the Karma and my support wasn't randomly having like Pokemon-like seizures where he's just saying random names. Nidalee Karma, like he's not... Okay, so what's really happening is if we go back 20 seconds, we discuss Karma here.
Against like TF though.
We discussed the possibility of Janna and Karma. We conclude that Karma would make a lot more sense than Janna here because Janna doesn't look too good into enemy comp. And also, Karma Ezreal is iconically known as a really good bot lane, especially into a champ like Caitlyn. Bear in mind, Nautilus is taken, Braum is taken. There aren't many good subs to really pick here.
I mean, if you're gonna pick that, I think Karma's better because we have Kate.
I like Karma. Fuck it.
I like Karma.
Yeah.
Karma insta Mikhails as well. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Så slam her on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Karma, right?
Yes.
Now, Brohan's picking, and he says, so Karma, right? And I don't know how to put this. I'm going to say it nicely. I think Brohan's got playful autism. Like, that, genuinely, he's got playful autism. And so he just has to, like, kind of troll us and hover Cho'Gath here as a joke. We're allowed to make jokes, dude. And that's what he does. He says, Karma, yeah? And then he looks at Cho'Gath.
What do I pick here? I go...
Nidalee Karma.
And my support giggles and said, no, nearly Karma. His second language is English. I'm sorry he stuttered. That does not mean he's ghosting. He just said nearly Karma. Because he hovered Cho'Gath and we're trolling him with it. Nearly Karma. I'm sorry I have to explain this, but this evidence is being used against us as, oh, they gotta be ghosting. Brother. And we go Karma and we giggle. There's no malice here. But when you save the clip like this and keep it at 4 seconds, what you're trying to do is remove all the context, make it look like for some reason Brohan was going to lock in Cho'Gath mid, and then all of a sudden, the supports just had a seizure. Nidalee Karma! And then, oh shit! The Karma switch, last second, like, no. They've removed all context, which is why it's 4 seconds long, and they've just made it seem as if this was like the most genius, elaborate plan.
What do I pick here? I go...
Nidalee Karma.
Natty, they try and disguise it as if Natty's picking here when it's Brohan. So when Natty says, what do I pick here? And then the guy lines up and says, Nidalee Karma. You see how crazy this has become. Like, it's Natty's not saying, what do I pick here? Or he's already picked a Kali spit. No, we're discussing what we're going to pick for the jungle because we're planning to swap picks around. I know I have to explain this and really dumb it down for everyone, but the reality is I've been getting a lot of really stupid messages. So when he says, what do I pick here? It lines up perfectly with Nidalee Karma, which he actually said nearly Karma because he was laughing at Brohan. But when you remove all context and you shorten it down to a 4-second clip, it looks like we're all psychopaths and we've got this genius encoded messages going on.
What do I pick here? I go...
Nidalee Karma.
Instead of him saying they're gonna pick Nidalee and Karma here, he says Nidalee Karma randomly and we're supposed to all go, oh yes! Like, come on, dude. This is such a ridiculous clip. And the worst part is, you've got so many you've got so many viewers believing it and streamers. Like, look at Dantes' take on this. This is crazy, dude.
They were gonna know about the Twisted Fate pick. But the fact that they stole the Karma from them, right? Like, in that situation, they stole...
Stealing the Karma. Like, guys, I've been hearing a lot about this, okay? There's no stealing involved. We just played Karma Ezreal, dude. It's not they haven't patented the champion and said no one else is allowed to lock this in. But either way.
Stole the Karma, and then they also stole the Ezreal. Like, they literally stole their bot lane from them. No, I'm gonna be honest. No, that actually, no, because, like, at that point, it's not even just like, oh, well, the enemy team just knew the picks and they could counter. It's that, like, some of your picks got sniped by the end.
No. Like, I get it. I know Dantes he probably hasn't looked into it, right? I love Dantes, to be honest with you. But he probably hasn't looked into it, so I can't really blame him. The reality is, guys, like, we're not. First of all, there we honestly didn't know they were picking Ezreal Karma. I mean, it was a possibility because there aren't many good ADCs and supports left, especially if you want to blind pick some. So it's definitely a good possibility, but we didn't know. We just played Ezreal and Karma there, right? And we've already practiced Ezreal in scrims before, and we really liked our ADC's Ezreal. So that's why we picked him. Now, that covers the was there potential ghosting throughout, okay? Because, listen, guys, if in the initial statement, what Natty says doesn't correspond with the reality, I don't think he was ghosting. Had he been ghosting, he would have given us the correct info, which was the Jarvan, Zoe, Hui pick, and the Nunu perhaps. Because those are picks. Zoe we expected, but the Jarvan, Nunu, and Hui we did not expect at all. So had he given us those picks, I would tell you definitively he was ghosting. But we all had no clue it was Jarvan. Okay, and we end up losing that game. Is it legitimate what's true? I think the reality is here, Natty's initial statement that was recorded was him just being stupid. Because had it really been ghosting, we would have known their picks, not everyone's initial like thoughts on what Midbeast was going to play, which was TF anyway. Okay, so let's start with these questions that are typically asked in these statements, right? So the statement Natty makes, okay, is that legitimate and what's really true? Now, guys, from honestly watching the VOD, and I'm really trying my best not to be biased, I swear I would rather get disqualified if I knew we were cheating. I'd rather that. I really don't care about the money or any of that. I'd rather just have a career in streaming and have my not my reputation ruined, seriously. So I'd rather that. But genuinely here, if Natty's ghosting, right, isn't lining up with what they were actually saying, then how could it have been ghosting? This is what I'm saying. It doesn't line up. His statements are contradicting to actual reality because they were talking about completely different picks to Quinn and TF, and the champ select before that, they were just discussing locking in Sion first, and there was no mention of Quinn or TF at all. In the next one, sure, they mentioned it, but they were adamant on not picking either of those champions. So, was there potential ghosting throughout? I've already covered the Karma Nidalee, which is out of the 4 hours of drafting and game time that we had against them. That was the most legitimate clip that proves that we were ghosting. My support being his native language is German and his second language is English, and he stuttered and said nearly Karma. I'm sorry, bro. He's allowed to stutter. Like, it's so ridiculous. So that's all they could find to prove we were ghosting. And you guys are probably wondering, okay, so why would you rematch them? Okay, here's the problem. If we refuse to rematch them, we'll be found as guilty. If we decide to rematch them, then there's going to be a bunch of people saying, well, if you're not guilty, why do you rematch? I'm rematching especially as well to clear Natty's name. Even though he's an idiot and he still agrees he shouldn't have said what he said, I still think he's innocent. And I'm obviously playing to clear my name and the rest of the team's name. And you know what? If we're confident enough, we should be able to beat these guys. So it shouldn't be a problem. We'll be rematching them at some point this week. There's still no verified date. It keeps getting pushed, but we want to rematch them as soon as possible so we can prepare for the next team. I think that's it. Have I missed anything? What's this? Oh, and obviously, guys, the NNO team, the NNO organization, the people hosting the tournament, they've concluded and they've done their own investigation that Natty wasn't cheating. That's what they've concluded. They still think his statement was stupid and he shouldn't have said that. But from the investigation, they also saw that he didn't cheat. And obviously, Agarin is one of the admins, part of the organization that set up this tournament. This is what Agarin had to say if anyone wants to watch.
Lose motivation of this tournament. Because I feel like I just gave a bully something he really, really wanted, even though he didn't deserve it.
I want you guys to know this rematch, and the reason I'm showing you this is because we chose to rematch them. The organization messaged me multiple times, multiple different admins saying you don't have to rematch them. You can just move forward in the tournament. You don't have to rematch them. I said, no. Well, I want to rematch them. Because we can't just move forward in the tournament and then let's say we do win the tournament, we have our reputations tarnished. No, we're not doing that. So we're going to rematch them. And honestly, I would prefer beating them where they have no excuses. So we do want to rematch them, and I'm showing you this clip to prove to you that, trust me, the organization did not want this. I know one or or two. I only know of one person that did want a disqualification for us, but everyone else did not want that. So yeah,
I don't actually think they deserve this remake at all. We only did it to satisfy the viewers and give Netty and Spiritual the chance to like just clear their name, even though they didn't do a crime, right? They didn't do anything that is bad.
I just wanted to let you guys know that we're getting a lot of hate, and I respect it, and it makes sense. And it's okay. We're not victims in this. That's fine. So, I want to let you guys know there's been an investigation on it. They also concluded that we're innocent. I done my own little budget investigation on it, and I'm not trying to be biased. I try honestly to be very critical of myself, and I would happily be critical of Natty too. But it really doesn't seem like he ghosted. I just think he just doesn't know what he's saying. Like legit, like I'm not even like, Your Honor, my client is brain dead, but he's not malicious. Like that's the, Your Honor, please, my client is dumb, but he's not a cheater. I swear. That's what I feel like's happening right now. Because it's hard for me to defend him because he's made such a stupid statement. And now I have to sit here and basically say, nah, he was lying about that basically. Or he was joking about that. I don't know what to tell you. It's like if I say to my friends, yeah, yesterday, since I'm from London, will be culturally appropriate. Yesterday, stabbed some guy. Stabbed some guy at afternoon time. And then someone overhears it. Investigation gets put out on me. And they end up finding out that, wait a second, you were streaming at afternoon time. You couldn't have stabbed someone. What are you talking about? You literally have an alibi. Why would you say that? And I just feel like, and then the police are just looking at me like, are you an idiot? Why would you say that then? And that's literally how it feels with Natina. Like, that's an analogy for this. Because that, I don't know, Your Honor, I don't know what to tell you. It's just dumb. Like, what? It's dumb. The evidence in reality is contradicting to the statement he made, Your Honor. He's just dumb. I don't know what to tell you, sir. Either way, I'm down and more than happy to rematch them. I think if we can beat them once and then run away and get scared all of a sudden, we probably wouldn't win the tournament anyway. I think if we are planning to win the tournament, we should be able to beat them on any given day, and we can't give them another rematch. Best case scenario, we beat them and we get extra practice in for the future players in the tournament. Worst case scenario, we lose and everyone thinks we cheated because, like, what else is it then? So, and all of we're tarnished, bro. We're tarnished, and it's gonna take a while for our reputations to be cleaned. So we really like. There's a lot more riding on this time than it was initially. So we really do have to win. Also, guys, I want to include this quickly. Okay, this is just what I saw because I was watching the VODs. I just want to. I'll leave it with you, and you decide what you want to hit. You want to. Speak English! You decide how you want to feel about this.
My champion pool goes deep.
He's fine. He's fine.
Right out of champions.
Nah, I'm fine. I was just messing.
We got a
with
couple
you.
of secret picks because we know they're listening. We got some secret picks.
So, and also the jungler said it earlier too. They already assume we're ghosting. They've already planted the seed, and they say secret picks, and they're like, that we know they're listening, right? Is what Midbeast says. What could we have possibly done to show that we were ghosting in the first game? I know it's a bad look because of what Natty said, but like, they've already planted this kind of seed in their head of like, oh, they're ghosting. They just needed really an excuse to justify this idea they've got in their head. And I know it's like the stars aligned, and Natty says some dumb shit that isn't even reality. It's not even true. But what could we have done with that could prove we're even ghosting in the first game? I locked in my one trick. Yeah. Natty takes Baus's potential Gragas. Okay, because he's got about 6 or 7 champions that he plays, and one of them's Gragas. But that's part of the fearless draft. That's how it's set up. You should be taking the other person's champions to get you an advantage. Don't get angry at us. Those are just the rules of the tournament. Brohan locks in Yasuo. Yeah. And then we get Seraphine, Nautilus, bot lane to even out the AP on the team as well, because we would have had too much AD, I think. But overall, it's just I like the comp. It's a good comp. I don't know how this could even be perceived as ghosting. Like, what could this comp prove that we were even ghosting? So like, Listen, bro, I think they just went in with the mentality that we were ghosting and they just need any reason to justify it. Natty's one statement, even though it's contradictory with what they were even saying, is just that was more than enough. And it's okay. We're down for a rematch. We're ready for a rematch. And we'll clear our names. It's fine. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. I kind of rushed through it a little bit. Otherwise, this video is going to be 2 hours long. That's it, man. If you still think Natty's cheating, absolute, we'll verse them again. This time it will be fair, I guess, right? And then there's no questions asked. So regardless whether you think he's cheating, whether he's not cheating, whether you say fuck you Spear, I don't trust you anymore, you say I love you Spear, I believe you, it doesn't really matter, bro. When we get this rematch done, it should clear our names. That's it, guys. Take care. I'll see you when... I don't know when I'm going to see you. All right, take care, guys. Love you too. Bye, 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 bye.